the cleaning out the airfield. So, hello, good evening, and welcome to leg 4. Yeah, leg 4, part 1 of I don't know how many parts, if I'm honest. The final, the last hurrah, however you want to call it. So, we're off to Bucharest first, which is pretty cool. Not been there for a couple of years. So we've got to go to Stravert first, where one of the stores is, and pick our trailers up, and then head down to Harwich. We're on the day boat. We're just doing it. It's now late Tuesday night. We're just doing it for our own ease, basically. Doing it now rather than faffing about in the morning. God, it's really muggy today. So yeah, we had 9 days off, which was nice. Been really full on but good. Got a lot done. Like, did the local pub quiz twice, and saw a lot of friends and family, and all the usual things that most normal people do. I did a course earlier this year run by the British Divers Marine Life Rescue charity, BDMLR. And it's basically a one-day course, and you learn how to refloat whales, dolphins, porpoises, and also how to rescue seals if they need it. So basically, I'm a volunteer now. If a call comes in, you know, from a member of the public about a seal or anything like that that's been washed up or looks injured, if I'm about, which obviously isn't very often, you know, I'll go out and have a look at it and see if it's, you know, pick it up if need be and get it to wherever. So I had a call on Friday to Walberswick Beach, local to me, and this poor little male pup, he was very, very underweight and not too, he was fairly bright. He was definitely trying to bite me, but yeah, got to cut a long story short, it was a right old palaver. Basically, I didn't have my crate on me to pick him up, so I had to get my mate to come and drop it off. He was way down the beach from the car park, and I was absolutely exhausted by the time I got him back to the car park. I think I might have been more exhausted than the seal. So anyway, we got him picked up, took him to the vets, but his mouth was absolutely full of lacerations and ulcers, and unfortunately he had to be put to sleep because he wouldn't have been able to feed himself. I mean, a young pup like that should be around 25 kilos roughly, and he was 9, so he was way off his weight. And then the next day I had a call, but when I got out there, the seal had gone, so I presume it got itself back into the water. But the area had been very busy with dog walkers and the like. Then Sunday morning got a text, but I couldn't go. I was too far away. Didn't have my van or my crate or anything, so they managed to get somebody else. And then this afternoon, last day before we go out, got another text. So went down to Felixstowe today, this afternoon. Found a pup. It's a female, a bit bigger than the other one, but very lethargic. But didn't look too bad. But unfortunately, got her back to the coordinator of the Ipswich area. Got back to her house for more of an inspection, and she had a very similar looking mouth, unfortunately. And so unfortunately, that one had to be put down as well. I don't know what's causing all these, you know, terrible mouths in the poor things. So yeah, on the seal rescue front, it's been good, but it's also been sad. But at least they're not suffering. You know, if they're left there, they're just going to, you know, elongate the pain and suffering for them. That's not fair on them. So you know, that's been good as such. You know, good experience and so on and so forth. So I don't normally say anything like this, but you know, if you've got a spare couple of quid and you can donate to that charity, the BDMLR, if you just Google, or other search engines are available, of course, you know, their name, it should come up with how to donate. I mean, even if you can spare £1, it all helps to go towards you know, like the fluids and stuff like that you can give to them to help them in the first place and stuff like that. You know, like the likes of me, we're volunteers, so all the diesel time, everything like that, that's all paid for by us. But just for like the supplies and keeping a check, you know, like any charity. If you can spare a quid, you know, that'd be much appreciated. And you know, I think if everyone who watched the videos could just spare a quid, then, well, I mean, some of them get, you know, a couple of thousand views, which I think is quite amazing, really. So, you know, we could raise a good couple of quid for them. So yeah, bear it in mind if you can. You know, I'd certainly much appreciate it, as with the seals. So anyway, yeah, back to work. So we shipped to the Hook once again, and it's going to be down through Germany, Austria, Hungary, Romania, and so we're shipping Wednesday and we're unloading on Monday morning. So got a bit to do, but it's nothing too out of the way. Shouldn't be anything too stressful. I've noticed some permits in the folder, which I think are for Hungary at least. Should be clear of Germany. So yeah, it should be a fairly good trip. Got a rough idea of a couple of places where to stop en route down. Just have to see how it goes. So anyway, I'm now turning off the A140, so I'm going to stop this filming because it gets a bit narrow down here and it's dark. So just need all eyes on the road. So I expect I shall talk to you in daylight hours. So see what tomorrow brings. So just a bit of an update. Sailed across and got off and headed through Holland and into Germany. So it's now 9 o'clock in the evening. We've done about 3.5 hours, or 3.5 hours exactly. So just toddling south. Stop for a 45-minute break in a bit, and then sort of rough plan at the moment is to head to Geiselwind if you're English, and park up there. So should be there about sort of 2 in the morning roughly. Just sort of umming and ahhing about whether to transit Czech to get through to Hungary or just to stick with going through Austria. I'll have to have a little look and weigh it all up. I think we'll probably stick with Austria, to be honest, but we'll see. Interesting one, possibly. So anyway, yeah, nothing too exciting. Germany's just got a lot of roadworks as usual, of course. Nothing different there. But yeah, we're hopefully going to get a good old punch through Germany. You know, before it gets too busy, basically. So I got a solid one now. No, I don't know. There's blue lights everywhere. There's them that side. There's an ambulance now. I think it's an ambulance about to come past me. Got a 2-minute delay showing up on the sat nav in 4K. So maybe that's what it is. I mean, it's now 1:15 in the morning. My little fire engine. It's the usual busyness of Germany. Still 70k from Geiselwind. We'll get in there at least. We should be able to get parked all right, I hope. But yeah, it's not been a bad run down. I mean, I'm so glad we've done it at night and not during the day, because on the TomTom, like the right hand bar shows you, you know, what's going on. There's just roadworks, delay, roadworks. There's just so many of them. It's unreal. I mean, luckily a lot of them are only like, you know, 400 metres long. Not much to them at all. It's cooled down. There's a hell of a lot of lightning as we come past Frankfurt, loads of it, but it's all sheet lightning rather than sort of fork lighting and whatnot. But we didn't really have any rain. Quite lucky, really. But yeah, it's cooled it down a treat. Oh, this is just Blue Light City, isn't it? Nice. Just trying to see what's lane should we pick? Not sure is the honest answer.
My sat nav's now showing that the road's closed.
Oh crap, so's mine. No. So, here we are at Geiselwind, however you want to call it. So, here in front of me is a 24-hour restaurant and bar. As you can see, there's a huge parking area, fuel pumps, and it's also got, around the side, it's got a butcher's attached to it. And just to show you, there's a bit more of the parking. It's bloody massive. Excuse that fly by night. There's also an electrical hookup place if you want that sort of thing for a car. Yeah, it's a really good place to stop. It's €10 and you get €8 off your grub. There's a truck wash across the road that's pretty good. A truck shop full of tat if you want any of that. That's about it, really. Right, so here we go from Geiselwind, and for those of you who are truck enthusiasts, we could say, like myself, if you know of the company Astran, very famous for doing the Middle East, and if you've seen Destination Doha, John Williams, who was the main man on that, he actually passed away here. He had a heart attack in the shower, I believe, and so, apparently there's a plaque in there to him, but I haven't seen it myself. So let's see how today goes. Hopefully there won't be too much of a queue anywhere, really. Just been listening to another podcast called Michael Connolly's murder book. That's really interesting. I've got about three hours to go roughly, so this first drive should have that done. Skid Row. Whoa. Rock out. So this is a pretty good idea. You put in the lanes what time people are going to be departing. So the earlier ones are up there, and then the later ones come down here. So you can go 2 or 3 deep, and get your depart time right, as long as it works. And we're only having a 15-minute break, so shouldn't really affect us. Almost 5 o'clock, 20 to 5. We've done 3 3/4 hours. So hopefully my UTA toll box will go green. With any luck. Yeah, so's mine, thankfully.
I was red, and then literally, as I just picked the mic up, I lifted it, started to talk, and it's gone green. So I was like, ah, there we go.
Yeah, mine was exactly the same. I was thinking, oh no. Thankfully, yeah, mine went green same time as yours. Plenty of big old loads going in and out. Turn this off then, as I'm here. Good morning. So it's Friday now, and we're in Haag in Austria at a little Autohof, and it looks like there's going to be a nice day. Looking at the sunrise over there, so we're just making a coffee before we go. It's really quite nice in here actually. Good restaurant. Been really warm. But yeah, hoping for a nice sunrise today, but as I say, I can't really do much filming, so I'm just on stealth mode at the moment. Well, I know I'm not going to do it, but I just thought it looks like such a beautiful morning. Lovely looking sunrise. Really nice. About 15 degrees now. Oh, we're not far from Linz, I suppose. Give or take. There's the beep. Lovely, now there's a fence. I think it's going to be a nice sunrise. So this is the end of Austria and into the Hungarian border. We stopped, there's a garage a bit further back near sort of south side of Vienna. And,
goes over like a weighbridge, and then I think there's a little red or a green light, and I think mine's on red, and I just wamped on off.
You certainly used to have to go over the weighbridge. I don't know if you still do or not. So we've already stopped and got our vignette. Ah, you're joking. Coffee pot from this morning's just gone over. Still with some coffee in it. Ah, blubber neck. Thought that was completely empty. So that's where the weighbridge used to be. These will be people getting vignette, I guess. What are these?
Point of him causing an obstruction.
Stop people and check paperwork and whatnot, I guess. Anyway, here we are. It's easy enough. Apart from my coffee pot going over. Can't believe that. Forgot to clean it out when I stopped. Never mind. Give me something to do now when we park up. We've done 3 hours 50, so we'll be stopping again. Everything was beeping then. Well, it was all going so well until we got to Budapest, and the sat-nav was saying there's an hour and something delay, so we thought we'd just stop and just see what happens, because we didn't know what the problem was. So we had 20 minutes and it all sort of cleared itself, but what we didn't realise was that it had actually rerouted, and the problem was still here, which is roadworks, I believe, because young Joey, he's further back in the queue, and he stopped as well elsewhere, not with us, and he got talking to a Hungarian driver who said it's been like this for days. We've been queuing now for, I don't know, at least an hour or so, I'm not sure, far too long anyway, and it's just been stop start, just about got in a high range. We should have actually been where I'm aiming for by now and parked up and done. And that's how much time we've lost, because we're still 150k from where we want to get to. So it's not looking too promising. But we can still, and just people like that. And what does it say across the back of his trailer? Something about safety, and he's roaring down a lane that's closed. Well, what more do you expect really here? So I don't know if it's traffic lights or something holding us up. Maybe just into the roadworks, I'm not sure. Oh well, never mind. Hopefully it's not like this the other way, because we've got to come back up here in a few days. We'll see. Well, 4 hours 11. I'm now parking up. I stopped here before 3 years ago on Moose, but none of this parking area was actually here then. So we just parked round to the left. It's a really nice place. So we're hoping it's still going to be much the same, really. It's a bit dusty, but hey, it'll do. And the food was really good. So it's been almost a 9-hour day, because we did 4 hours 29 to where we parked up before, and now 4 hours 12 I'm now on. So might go and see how much a room costs, and maybe treat ourselves to a room if it's not too expensive. Definitely going to be an aircon kind of day.
Lovely smiley man.
Yeah? Oh yeah. So back to the Dole motorway then.